As R.L. Burnside would say, well, 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 another day has dawned. So yesterday I ran into Stampy because I took my walk after the sun was up. So about 7 o'clock on the dot, I was reaching the door handle as she was opening the door handle to go out. So we didn't have much to say to each other. I said something that she could have took offense at, which was, your dog sounds like this other dog across the street, which was barking at the time. I said, a lot of times I can't tell the difference because you know, I'm wobbly, so I like tried to turn around and figure out which house the dog was barking from. I think it's the people that moved up from Georgia. I'm don't know if you remember that, but they're the ones that bought the meth house where the realtor didn't tell them that it used to be a meth house, which is a violation, which could get the realtor in trouble. I'm the one that told him because he's like, with a southern accent, was like, "How y'all doing?" And this young kid come up, and me and the PTSD guy in the summertime were sitting on the porch and had a conversation with him, and he was like, "Oh, really?" And he didn't understand the significance of that. That the poison from a cookhouse leaks into the woodwork and the walls, and it can make you sick. You know, so it's kind of hard to sell a house that was a meth cookhouse. And he was like, "Well, I knew something was going on in there because, Lord, there was wires and things were all rearranged, all crazy. There was parts of the floor missing." And I was like, "Real fixer-upper, huh?" And he goes, "Yeah, we got to do a lot of work in there." So, as you can tell, I can't do voices, which didn't help me with my project yesterday. But anyways, I had a good walk. I walked a little further. Um, I didn't set no alarm for 4 o'clock in the morning this morning, but I woke up at 5:21 in the morning. It is 6:40. Um, so if I do any walking, it'll be out in broad daylight. Which the problem with that is not so much that I'm out in broad daylight and have to interact with people. It's like having the road all to myself. I don't have to be careful. Like the alley I like to walk up is like a 1 car alley, so I have to like skirt over to one side of the road to let the car go past. And my street's more like nobody has any driveways on my street. My street is like the surface of the moon anyway, and it's more or less a 1 lane. People have to pull over to let the other car go by. So that's part of the reasons. I'm not gonna lie, I like being the only guy out there walking. But it's not a matter of like, oh no, I'm going to run into somebody, unless it's the people in this building that I'm going to run into. Then I don't like it. I don't care about running into strangers. But anyway, so yesterday I took my walk and walked further than I have before. And walking's outside is like a very new thing to me. So that's only like my 7th walk outside. But it seems that, I'm figuring out how to use, when you walk, you use your momentum. When I was walking before, it was like I wasn't using my momentum right because I just didn't trust it. It's one step, literally one step at a time. So now I'm trying to use my momentum to walk like a normal person, you know, which is a little spooky. But even with a cane, you can do that. You use your momentum to, you don't think about this stuff unless you have problems with it. But, so I get home at 7. I'm in bed by 8, working on making my audiobook that I was talking about for the guy who's my case manager, which he might not ever listen to or just throw away like a pamphlet you get on the street. I'm gonna tell him that like I don't need no feedback. I have to practice this anyway. I figure this way If you got a CD player in your car, you can just pop it in your car and listen to it. If you feel like it, if you don't, I don't care. You know, I just think it's something neat that, could be shared. Unfortunately for me, since they've wrecked my mouth, pulled out all my teeth, I have trouble with certain words and I do not speak as well as I used to. And I can sometimes lisp, I don't know if I put, if I get the partial plates. I got partial plates for the uppers, but not the lowers. I don't know if I'll speak better, but that was the two things that bothered me about losing my teeth is I didn't want to lose. I got like 5 or 6 on the bottom row. I didn't want to lose those because I didn't want to feel what that would feel like to not have any bottom teeth, or to have some kind of overlap, where there's teeth in there but they're not touching, and that it would change my speech because, as you know, talking is kind of important to me. So I do. I did that yesterday for um, 6.5 hours straight. I came away with, as far as for his disc, I came away with about an hour and 12 minutes. I was able to uh, piece together the last part of it, in a different program, but it changed it from an MP3 to another type of file. So, I mean, I could put that up on here. I'm just not good at reading, you know. I'm not a good actor. I can't do the voices. Um, Parts of it I do. It's like mediocre, but I could put that up on here. It's a good story. It'll be about 3 hours long, but it's a piece of the. See, the way the book was written is in 4 separate books with the characters in 4 different situations. So this would be the third situation, and each one gets progressively longer. So this would be the third situation. The book, I've already read it and I've already put it on the internet all the way through. It's just wasn't well received, to put it mildly, like nobody cared. So uh, it's about 8.5 to 9 hours, like all told. So it's only like a 230 to 240 page book, but it's part of a larger book that's more like 340 to 375 pages, depending upon the font and the print size. I could do that because I can use that other program, and it'll be much easier because um, I know how to work with that editing wise. It has an editing program, this new thing that I bought, because I ended up having to buy it, free trial my ass. That's just to hook you in. But it was only $5.83 4 times a year, so who cares? It allows you to burn audio CDs. But the other one I'm familiar with, the one that I make the videos with, I'm familiar with how to do that, and I can also put up pictures if I want to over top of the audio. My voice my voice hasn't been of good quality for a while, even without the talking about down here, not talking about up here with the teeth. But what that's about, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, I spent far too long doing that yesterday, and so I was like, "Whoa, it's time for me to take my afternoon. It's overdue for me to take my afternoon benzo pill Valium." So I did that, and then I don't even know what happened to the rest of the day. I know I didn't lift weights until I'm still feel weird about that. You know, I wasn't able to pick up the weights, but the plans that I had is like I got stuck doing the one thing. I did play a little guitar, unplugged. Um, I didn't move the amp out of this room and into the living room area. Um, but all my grand plans, I get stuck on one thing. Like, I know that's going to take a long time to do that, and I wanted to get that disc. It'll have to be more than one disc. But I wanted to get that story ready for the dude, because I'm going to see the dude for sure on Tuesday unless he cancels out on me. So, um, that's a lot of work to get done by Tuesday, especially when you're not good at it and I'm fucking up constantly. So in other words, like an 8-minute section of it would take me a half an hour to do, to where I could get something that didn't suck. Or worse yet, where I'm not picking up garbage trucks or picking up Stampy or picking up other noise in the background. One time I was rolling pretty good and they picked up the garbage outside, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that kind of would ruin the mood. It's supposed to be set in the 1850s in upper Minnesota. I don't think they had garbage service and garbage trucks in 1850 in the wilderness. But anyways, I just wasted 11 minutes talking about my hobby. But after I took a nap, I felt horrible last night. The pain level was outrageous. And I woke up, and it's just like I feel like a band around my middle of unpleasant sensations, burning, tingling, neuropathy, and all that. And I have to find my t-shirt and keep it here by the bed, because I'm like, I don't want to get up and hunt around and try to find something to use for a shirt. So I positioned the camera for modesty's sake. That's the best you get. Also, because I'm laying in bed, I have to play peekaboo around the microphone. Also not cool. But yeah, my voice is terrible. But maybe I can try this and it won't suck. But this is how ridiculous it is. How am I supposed to do like a female voice with this voice? Okay. I'm trying to think of some. Kathleen Turner. Maybe I could do an older Kathleen Turner. But maybe I'll read you a piece of just a real short introductory piece that I always thought was delightful. But anyways, plans for today. I don't know when I'm in this much pain. I don't know. I'm in a lot of pain. Walking, of course. Do that every day. I do that every day now. I would like to gotta pick up them weights, man. But like I said yesterday, I just worked on my audio project all fucking day, and then took a nap, and woke up feeling horrible. Just horrible. Anyways, so let me read you this little piece of this, and see how you like it. I have to take my glasses off to do it since I'm so damn blind. Let's try this. Do they hurt? The girl asked as she ran her fingers across the boy's chest. Not anymore. My shoulder aches sometimes, and it hurts if I raise my arm too high over my head. But that just means if I want to wave at someone, I use my other hand. The girl laughed, and it sounded good. She pulled her hand back and said, My mother says I should stay away from you. She says you are cursed, that a spirit man from another tribe cursed you. I do not feel cursed. Bad things happen all the time. Who can say why? The boy looked at her closely. So, how come you are not listening to your mother? The girl wrinkled The girl wrinkled her eyebrows until they almost touched. See how it's already ruined because I can't pronounce words right with my mouth messed up like it is. I'll give it one more go. I've already ruined the mood. I could edit it in like I was doing yesterday, and um, you know, but I won't do that. I'll just give it one more try. It's literally one page. It's not a long thing. Do they hurt? The girl asked as she ran her fingers across the boy's chest. Not anymore. My shoulder aches sometimes, and it hurts if I raise my arm too high over my head. But that just means if I want to wave at someone, I use my other hand. The girl laughed, and it sounded good. She pulled her hand back and said, My mother says I should stay away from you. She says you are cursed, that a spirit man from another tribe cursed you. I do not feel cursed. Bad things happen all the time. Who can say why? The boy looked at her closely. So, how come you are not listening to your mother? The girl wrinkled her eyebrows until they almost touched. Do you do what people tell you to do, or what you want to do? The boy had never met anyone like her. She would say whatever she wanted like a crazy person. She would say some things you couldn't think of an answer to if you had a whole handful of days. Both, I guess. He let himself feel clever for a moment. Then he realized she had given him a compliment by saying that she wanted to be with him, and he felt stupid for using his energy to think up an answer to her words instead of just accepting them. She looked at him with eyes full of knowledge. Well, which do you want to do now? What you want, or what someone else wants? The boy shook his head. Who knew girls could be so challenging? Certainly not him. This was the first time he had ever talked to a girl alone. He was not well liked by anyone, let alone girls his own age. When Brightwater had begun to smile and trade a word or two with him in camp, he was surprised. When she whispered in his ear to meet her by the little grove of white-flowered trees outside of camp, he was left standing open-mouthed. But he had come. Well, since we are the only ones here, he began cautiously, if I did what someone else wants, that someone would be you. The girl's eyes quickened. Maybe there was hope for him yet. What if we both wanted the same thing? Blood's eyes got big as robin's eggs. Brightwater just laughed and pushed him in the shoulder. He started smiling, and soon the little grove was filled with laughter. I always liked that part. Anyways, good luck to you on your day. And I'm just hoping for a reduction in pain. I doctored my toe yesterday like I was supposed to. It's looking okay. I mean, wasn't fun, but it's looking okay. I hope I can pick up the weights today. That would be cool. Not freak out. I mean, you have to be smart. You have to listen to your body. But if you're going to be lifting 25-pound dumbbells, your heart is going to beat fast. It's just the way it works. You're going to be flirting with paranoia. So, yeah. Well, I'm sure you don't want to sit here and just look at me thinking, so I wish you a good day. And, yeah, may you find whatever peace there is to be found in this life, and may you reveal the light within you to the benefit of others. Goodbye.